So welcome back. Today we are getting into an important topic, duty and delta. Okay, so it's been frequently asked and conceptually you will need for the future also. Okay, so what is duty? Pay attention. Duty is irrigation capacity of water. This irrigation capacity of water. Okay, I'll explain. You suppose this is hectares. 200 hectares of land. Okay, this is 200 hectares, and in that 200 hectares we are supplying 4 cubics of water. So 1 cubic is equal to 1 liter per second. Okay, so if you are supplying 1 liter per second, in each second you are supplying 1 liter, that rate of flow is known as 1 cubic. So for this 200 hectares of land we are supplying 4 liters of water per second, that is 4 cubics. Okay, so for 200 hectares and 4 cubics, and duty will be irrigation capacity of unit water, that is for 1 cubic water what will be the area. For 4 cubics it is 200 hectares. What will be the area for 1 cubic of water? Obviously you can calculate it. Then duty is equal to 200 total area divided by 4 cubics will give you area for 1 cubic of water. Obviously that is 50 hectares of land. That is called duty. You can irrigate 50 hectares, that is 1/4 of land with 1 cubic of water. So that duty can be affected by many factors: the type of crop, the topography of land, the quality of water. There can be many factors that can affect duty. Okay, for now understand the concept. Irrigation is duty is irrigation capacity of unit water, and D is equal to amount of land per unit water that can be irrigated. Okay, so I hope you understand it. And next one, delta. What is delta? Delta is area. Delta is total depth of water for a crop is called delta. Okay, for example, suppose I am considering a plant like this. Okay, and I name it as a crop. I am planting a crop, and each day I will be pouring water of 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter depth of irrigation I will be pouring. Every day morning I will be pouring 1 centimeter of water, that is depth. Okay, 1 centimeter of water, and the number of days I should be pouring that 1 centimeter is 100 days. For 100 days I will be pouring 1 centimeter. Each day I will be pouring 1 centimeter. So delta is, we explain, symbol is delta. Delta is 1 centimeter, that is 0.01 meters into 100, that is 1 meter. 1 meter will be the delta. That means for this crop A to flourish and to give whatever it is to back to the farmer, you have to give total delta of 1 meter. You have to give depth of water in its life period of 1 meter. Okay, I hope you get it. Delta is total depth of water for a particular crop. Total depth means for its lifetime. Okay, from sowing, whatever watering to be done for this particular crop A, that will include in delta. Okay, suppose we are as in our example, every day we will be pouring 1 centimeter depth of water, and for 100 days we will be pouring 1 centimeter. So delta will be the 100 multiplied with 1 centimeter, 1 meter. So total 1 meter depth will be required for that particular crop to grow adequately. Okay, I hope it's clear. So then we will get on to some period terms. Okay, there are a couple of terms that should be addressed before we get into the next portions. One of them is crop period. Crop period is the number of days starting from sowing in the field, number of days starting from sowing on the field to the harvesting day. These periods are all number of days. Okay, this is the number of days starting from sowing to harvesting. Okay, that is crop period. To state more simply, it is the lifetime of a crop. Suppose I am sowing it this Friday, coming Friday, and I will be harvesting it at the 3 months away. I will be the number of days will, if I am harvesting it 90 days back, after the crop period will be 90 days. It is the number of difference from sowing to harvesting, simply as that. Okay, next one, and that is important for us, base period. Base period is the number of days for a particular crop from starting from the first watering that was done for preparation of ground to the last watering before harvesting. Okay, notice the difference. Base period is the number of days, is the period taken in number of days starting from the first watering done for the ground preparation before sowing, and the last watering before harvesting. Okay, and base period is totally about watering or irrigation. That's why base period is important for us. Okay, crop period, understand the thing and leave it at there. Base period we will be using it for the future. Okay, so suppose this coming Friday I am sowing this plant, but tomorrow I will be watering this particular land for ground preparations, for wetting the land, for preparing for better workability and everything. I will be watering tomorrow. So tomorrow will be base period's first day, and the last watering before harvesting will be the last day. Okay, so base period will start from first watering to last watering. That's it. It's from first to last water. I hope you get it. Okay, and there is one more thing. It will be coming a little more later. Core watering and core period. core watering in core period will be lesser than crop period and base period. Core period is a portion of base period from which a little more higher water will be needed. For example, if suppose you are cultivating a crop, and you will not be, in normal cases you will not be watering at equal amounts all along. Okay, suppose if it is a paddy, if it's paddy, for 20 days you will be pouring 20 centimeter of water. Then the rest of the days you will be, rest of the days means about 80 days, you will be pouring just 10 centimeter. First 20 days are important because it's important for the crop to get hold of the soil and get acquainted with the environment and the water and the soil, everything. Okay, so this first period where we have to take more care for the crop, and that period will be more water will be supplied, more watering will be done, is called core period. And core watering is the watering done in the core period. Okay, I hope you understand. Core period is a short duration of base period or crop period where we water more so that the crop is cared a little more than the base period time. Okay, so that is core period and core watering, and these three are the period terms. Okay, then moving on, and we are getting again into duty. Okay, variation of duty. Okay, suppose there is a portion of land where we are cultivating, and area is 1700 hectares. 1700 hectares of agricultural land, and in that agricultural land the amount of water that is being supplied is 1 cubic. 1 cubic of water is supplied to irrigate 1700. Okay, so as you know, duty is equal to 1700 hectares per cubic. Clear? 1 cubic is supplied for 1700 hectares, so duty will be 1700 hectares per cubic. Name this point as C. This is the distributary canal from the main canal, and the start point of distributary canal is named as D. Okay, so suppose there is 1 kilometer of distance from B to C, and suppose there is 0.1 cubic of loss, water loss from B to C. Suppose the canal is not lined, there will be a loss of water from point B to point C. Okay, 0.1 cubics. So to 1 cubic of water to reach at point C, you have to supply how much water? 1.1 cubic. I hope you get it. You have to supply 1.1 cubic of water, so that after losing 0.1 cubic, there will be 1 cubic of water at C. Okay. Then at point B, at D, what will be the duty? The duty will be 1700 divided by 1.1. 1.1 because you are supplying 1.1 from B. There is 1.1 cubic of water at B. Okay, so 1700 divided by 1.1, that is equal to 1545 hectares per cubic. So it decreased with the loss. Okay, duty decreased from 1700 to 1545. Okay, and suppose this is main line. And this is point, so this is point A. Okay, from the main canal there will be a subsidiary canal, and from this subsidiary canal you are supplying water to plot. And at A, from A to B there is 0.2 cubic of loss. 0.2 cubic of water loss will be happening from point A to point B. Okay, then you have to supply how much water? 1.1 plus 0.2. Okay, so the job of main line point A will be to get 1.1 cubic of water at B, so that there is 1 cubic of water at C. Okay, so that will be 1.3 cubic. 1.3 cubic water will be required to be at A, so that there is 1 cubic of water at C. So what will be the duty at A? Duty at A is equal to 1700 divided by 1.3, that is 1308 hectares per cubic. So initially it was 1700, then it became 1500, and at A it became 1300. So according to position CBA, there will be variation of duty. Okay, I hope it's clear. Okay, then so next topic. So these all topics are important, so keep attention. Okay, next one, relation between duty and delta. Okay, there will be simple problem, simple equation. Relation between duty and delta is equal to 8.64 B by D. That's it. But delta is delta of a crop. B is base period. Delta of crop in meters. Base period in number of days. And D is duty in hectare per cubic. So delta is equal to 8.64 B by D. Okay, keep in mind. Next one, we are discussing about some area terms. How do you classify an area, whether it is cultivated or non-cultivated, etc. Okay, so we are getting into first term. There are about only 3 or 4 terms, simple terms. Gross commanded area, or GCA. That is the first term, gross commanded area. And gross commanded area is the area surrounded by the sources and drainage of water. That's it. Okay, if suppose this is the area and there is a source of water in here, and all the area, this portion is drainage. Okay, so water will be flowing in and flowing out through all these portions. Okay, suppose you take a big island, there will be a source of water through canals for irrigation, and all the water after irrigation will be flowing out to the surrounding water. So that total area is called GCA. Total area is called GCA. Okay, so gross command area consists of the total area of the land from source to the drainage being a boundary. Okay, so that is GCA. Second one, culturable commanded area or CCA. Culturable commanded area is the area that can be cultivated if you want. That is culturable commanded area, because GCA includes everything. Maybe suppose there is a village in here, or there is a barren land or waterlogged area in here. Okay, so all these areas cannot be cultivated. Even if you want to cultivate, these areas cannot be cultivated. So culturable commanded area CCA is the rest of the area. Okay, so CCA will be equal to GCA minus uncultivatable area. Uncultivatable area. So there may be a little pond, barren land which cannot be cultivated, rocks, village, residential areas. Okay, so CCA is equal to GCA minus uncultivated area, the area that can be cultivated. Okay, that are culturable. And next one, and not the next one, culturable command area can be divided into two. Culturable, first one, cultivable cultivated area, and B, culturable uncultivated area. Okay, so CCA is divided into two: culturable cultivated area and culturable uncultivated. As the name indicates, in this rest of the area with single shading, this area, some area will be cultivated, other area will not be considered, for there can be a number of reasons. Okay, so that the area in CCA where now cultivation or agriculture is progressing is called culturable cultivated area, and the area in CCA where right now there is nothing is cultivated, there is no agriculture or no crops planted for various reasons is called uncultivated area. So that uncultivated may be of many reasons. Maybe we are having some animals in there, maybe we are giving a rest in that year, we are not planting anything, maybe that time at that year there is no particular crop for cultivation, next year we will be planting. Okay, all those time that area will be called as culturable uncultivated area, and the rest of cultivated area will be called as culturable cultivated area. Okay, so 4 terms. Okay, I hope you get it. Last term, and it will be used for problem solving. Last one, intensity of irrigation. Intensity of irrigation. To state simply, it is the percentage of land, total land or CCA, where that particular crop is cultivated. Okay. For example, if suppose you are having a 120 hectares of land. Okay. And you know there are many seasons in our calendar for crops. There is Kharif season, there is Rabi season, etc. Okay. So suppose in Kharif season, from this 120 hectares, you are planting about 90 hectares only. You are cultivating only 90 hectares of land in Kharif. Okay. So intensity of irrigation for that particular crop at Kharif is known as, is given by 120 by 90, 90 by 120 into 100. Intensity of irrigation. Okay, so that is 75% is the intensity of irrigation for the Kharif crop. Okay, then that season, Kharif season is over, Rabi season comes. Then you are cultivating 60 hectares. So this is gone and harvested out, and now we are taking 60 hectares in as for Rabi crop, for a particular Rabi crop. And intensity of irrigation for Rabi crop is equal to, what will be 60 divided by 120, that is 50%. Okay, so in the same year, suppose you are planting a Kharif crop and a Rabi crop, the area of land, percentage area of land for which that crop is cultivated for CCA will be termed as intensity of irrigation. 75% of total area was taken by Kharif crop and 50% of total area was taken by Rabi crop. Okay. And if one more point, last point, if you take yearly intensity of irrigation, it will be more than 100. It can be more than 100. Normally percentage cannot be more than 100, but in this special case, yearly intensity of irrigation, it will be, for example, it will be 75 in Kharif and 50 for Rabi crops. That will be total, it will be 125%. So it is okay. Yearly, when you are taking yearly, it is okay if you are getting percentage more than 125%. Okay. So understand these concepts. These concepts are very important. All these terms will be important for numerical problems for the next video. So thank you.